Well, it's a new year, and Weekend at Effy's is here, and we're full of vigor and fire and passion and info and movies and fun. And if you want even more of that and you want to get these episodes early, weekendateffys.com. Guess what, people? It's time for the New Year's revolutions. Buckle up. Welcome to the Thunderdome. That's not how the Montel Williams song goes, is it? Well, welcome to Weekend at Effy's. We're here. It's the dawn of a new day, the start of a new year. There's been just a surrounding of immense suffering, but today we're through the looking glass. Right, Peter?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And just want to commend you. You've been working very hard and still doing this with me. That's fantastic. And just personally, feel like a real piece of shit with the amount that you've been working and the amount that I've not been working. But I'm letting it go. Let it go. Do you remember Frozen 2?
No.
All right. Well, they didn't sing Let It Go in Frozen 2, which I thought
didn't.
they could have done a reprise.
They could have done it.
Bring it back so I can let it go again. It's the second one. We have a lot on our plate. Did we do questions this week?
We do have questions this week.
I want to go ahead and not, I trip over myself often because I forget that I changed this segment to being
We forgot to talk about a movie on the minisode.
What minisode movie did we forget to talk about?
The Exorcist 3.
Oh my God. We can talk about The Exorcist 3 here. This is going to be your question as the runner of the Patreon.
What did you think about The Exorcist 3?
Weekendateffys.com. Okay, so you explained this movie as the original writer of The Exorcist.
Yeah, William Peter Blatty.
William Peter Blatty was so pissed off The Exorcist 2 existed, which I agree, it's not good at all. And I want it to be good. It's not. So then he said, we're making Exorcist 3. And we're going to make it better. And it's mine, and I'm not involved with 2.
But also, it's sort of kind of, it's vaguely a sequel to the first
No,
Exorcist.
because here's where I disagree. They reference the staircase. They reference the demon infecting the little girl being the same demon. They reference the demon's powers, not even being understood yet. You can't kill the demon. You can just get rid of the body that it's using. But the demon has powers. And Exorcist 3, number one, I want to say... This is 1990. George C. Scott was going to live another 10 years. He did Doctor Strangelove, right?
Yes.
That's him, right?
Yeah.
In 65 or whatever, 67?
Yes, he was Patton. He had just really storied career.
Yeah, but in this one, it's like he's accepted his old man role. And it is just really fun to watch him be a curmudgeon-y cop who doesn't want to go home and see his mother-in-law. What an incredible guy to be. Also, he looks, and this is the thing we talk about, they were looking at NFL freshman starters from the 80s, and they all look like 40-year-old men. And so this man with white hair and a little belly, George C. Scott being an old guy, he still just has a teenage daughter because that's this is what they think 48-year-olds look like. When really now, if you saw him playing that age, you'd be like, oh, yeah, he's 78. No way. This guy's got a cool teen daughter. He's worried about her too. You think, is she going to get Linda Blair here? Is she going to be spider walking the stairs, throwing up and spinning her little head, talking about weird stuff? I don't even want to talk about what she talks about. Ellen Burstyn, not in this one, but I love Ellen Burstyn. And I really enjoyed just the script was really good. The talking scenes between everyone was really good. And they killed so many people and it ruled. I love beheadings. I love garden shears. I love blood banks. I love inside the church murders where it turns into a crime scene. This movie has everything. And I think I'm glad you went for it because I was just kind of scrolling endlessly and I was almost about to watch SpongeBob the Musical. And you stopped me from that because is it a SpongeBob thing or is it?
It's a SpongeBob thing.
Okay,
Yeah, definitely.
right.
Did you know
I'm
that
ready!
George C. Scott played the villain in Rescuers Down Under?
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Was he a big rat with a mustache thing?
He looks like evil Ernest.
Okay.
Cartoon evil Ernest.
But not an animal?
No, he's not an animal.
He's like a manimal.
He's the poacher.
The poacher. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Who was the big guy on the plane? And he was like, I'm on the plane. I've got a mustache and I'm tubby. He was awesome. He's the coolest member of the team.
So this is Rescuers Down Under, which is the two little mice.
I'm talking about Chip and Dale.
You're talking about Rescue Rangers. You're talking about Montgomery.
Yeah. That's not this guy?
Uh-uh.
So wait, they were mice in Rescuers Down Under?
I'm pretty sure
It wasn't Chippendale?
It wasn't Chippendale.
This is not good for my brain bank. Brain bank broken.
It's, remember Bianca? Miss Bianca?
Yeah, of course. Wait, the Rescuers Down Under were mice?
The Rescuers Down Under were mice.
Don't lie to me.
I'm not lying to you.
They were mice?
It's Miss Bianca and is it Boris? No, it's not Boris.
No, I don't think
Who's
it's
the
Boris.
Other? Bernard.
Bernard here.
Bob Newhart.
Bob Newhart. He didn't have an Australian accent either?
Well, they go down under. They're from somewhere else though.
Okay, wait.
I think they're from New Orleans, if I
These
remember
cannot
the first
be two
one
different
correctly.
movies.
Yeah, it's the Rescuers and the Rescuers Down Under. Were these not big movies for you?
No, they were. I just had
These
always
were huge for me.
I just had always assumed the Rescue Rangers and the Rescuers were the same rodents.
No.
Whose fault is this? Whose fault is
And
this?
they're both Disney.
What?
Yeah.
What's the year difference? I'm
So
freaking out, Peter. This is breaking me.
The Rescuers is 1977.
Oh my God.
Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers is a 2022 film. No
Well,
one's
that's
the
that's the remake that's cheeky with the ugly Sonic. I'm talking about, when did these mice first run on the scene? What are they?
89.
So you're saying Rescuers
When was
predate?
Fievel? That's the other mouse I like.
Yeah, that's American Tail and Fievel Goes West. But Fievel was
I was more of a Fievel
not a
Goes
Don
West.
Bluth.
It was a Don Bluth.
Yeah, Fievel's a Don Bluth. So this is okay. So I just want to say, none of y'all are the mouse with the motorcycle.
Great Mouse Detective.
Great Mouse Detective.
That's my favorite out of all of them.
Who's in that one?
Let's see.
Who made that?
There's so many, and then I actually really did like the Red Wall.
Did you see Flushed
I guess
Away?
I just liked mice.
I think you like mice. Did
think
you
I like
watch
mice.
Mouse on the Motorcycle?
I did like Mouse on the
Yeah, it's
Motorcycle.
fucking rules, dude.
Stuart Little, the books were cool.
Yeah.
What was the other mouse movie? Not If You Gave a Mouse a Cookie. Who was the? It was like, was the mouse on the motorcycle named Ralph?
Oh. Hey,
Who was
Siri,
the
who's
Ralph
that
mouse?
Ralph Mouse. She doesn't even know it. Okay, Ralph S. Mouse is a part of a Beverly Cleary series. And he's a mouse with the ability to speak, but only with certain people who tend to be loners. These mice. We're infected with mice, and I love it.
Okay. Sorry to just completely.
Ralph S. Mouse.
Okay, I definitely read all of those.
That was 1982. Runaway Ralph was. Wait.
Runaway Ralph. Yeah.
Runaway Ralph is the mouse on the motorcycle.
Okay.
Hold on.
So there's a whole saga.
Yeah, so the mouse on the motorcycle was 65. Runaway Ralph was 70, and Ralph S. Mouse was 82. And the original Runaway Ralph film was an ABC Weekend special, and Fred Savage was in it. Mouse on the Motorcycle fucks though. That shit rules. So those are the same mouse. It's Ralph
Okay,
S.
it's the
Mouse.
same
who's
mouse.
Runaway Ralph, who's the mouse with the motorcycle. But they're not the Rescuers or the Rescue Rangers.
And they're not the Great Mouse Detective.
Is this Mickey's fault?
I think it's Mickey's fault. And it's not Fievel either.
If I put a picture of Mickey up though, and I said, "What is this?" There's no way you would say a mouse. That motherfucker is like a rat squirrel or something. I don't like him. I'm over it. Least favorite mouse, right at the bottom, Mickey. Goes up from there. You ready? Chip and Dale. Rescue Rangers, I think above it because George C. Scott and Bob Newhart. And then top of the mouses, Ralph S. Mouse, mouse with a motorcycle.
Okay, where do we put Vincent Price as Professor Ratigan, who is a rat but claims to be a mouse?
Wait, is that Fievel?
No, that's Great Mouse Detective, the villain.
But who's the mouse in the Great Mouse Detective?
The mouse and the Great Mouse Detective
Is it an unaffiliated mouse?
Barry Ingram.
Yeah, but what's the mouse's affiliation? The mouse in kayfabe.
It's Sherlock Holmes.
But it's just a mouse just because?
Yeah,
It's not like from any of these other mouse series?
It's the mouse that lives in Sherlock Holmes's house.
But this mouse, I'm saying, is separate from all of these other mouses.
And they go adventures with his dog.
He doesn't know Fievel. He doesn't know the
He doesn't
Rescue
know
Rangers.
Fievel.
He doesn't know the
No.
Rescue.
No, he's
Down Under.
playing violin, doing heroin and morphine, and it's a very adult movie.
Yeah. Get a little rat opium den, bub. That shit's fun. Okay, I don't know where we got with this, but shout out.
They make a robot of the Queen.
I don't remember this happening. This is.
We have Disney Plus. I'm gonna make you watch The Great Mouse Detective.
I'll watch it. I'll
fucks.
do it. It's great.
It's
I love it. And I also just love the.
You remember the bat with the peg leg?
Are you talking about Anastasia?
No.
The fuck are you talking about? Peter, I don't think I've seen The Great Mouse Detective since I was 4 years old or something. I don't think I have formative memories from post that time.
I've seen it a lot.
I just want to say it's so beautiful to see our cultural differences with you being an African and me being.
Well, it's also like that's what I had.
I know. I love it. Like it's
I've seen the Matthew Broderick Inspector Gadget maybe 60 times. Go
Gadget
as well.
There was a theory about the Inspector Gadget going around that it was. I don't remember what the theory was.
What do you mean?
Hold on. I'm pulling this up. I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care. Hey, before we get to questions, I do want to say this. Last week, I was in a pretty little rough mood. It was not a good mood when we were recording. And I think it came across, when I was once again bitching about the beautiful responsibility I've created of booking an event at the Palms Casino in the Pearl Theater, Effy's Big Gay Brunch 10, the 10th GCW Big Gay Brunch to occur, the largest building we've ever run. I think I was a little rude. I think I was insensitive. And I think I was crushing of other people's thoughts and dreams when I was talking about, stop DMing me. No, let me just say this. I don't care. DM me all you want. But I'm going to book the show I book, and I'm sorry you were offended. And also, nobody that needs to hear this is listening to this podcast anyway, because they just kept messaging. Nobody heard what I said, so it's fine. I just have to live with it. We're going to put on the biggest show of all time. You want to be on the show? Just tell me about it, and we'll think about it. I don't know. I'm not worried anymore. It's going to be great. We're going to have fun. Palms Casino. It's beautiful. You ever seen the Palms?
Yeah, I think you've showed it to me.
It's beautiful. Pearl Theater, Palms Casino. I'm so excited. But either way, weekendateffys.com. If you want to ask questions on the show, I'm going to try to be nicer and sweeter, and I'm not going to get overwhelmed with the responsibilities that I've given myself because I chose to have them. How about that?
What the fuck? This is from Eric. Hey, Petár and Effy, as huge media buffs that you are, why are neither of you collectors of physical media? Were you ever? P.S. Can't wait to see Effy win the GCW title at Hammerstein. Okay, we've been talking about this all week.
Yeah.
Because I started a new job, and, as a... being as much of a cinephile as I am, that is probably one of the biggest gateways into getting to know people is if I find that you're,
have you seen a couple films?
Yeah.
We can share perspectives.
Exactly. And if it's, shit, you're a freak boy like I am, then there's a lot to talk about. And so one of my new coworkers is a huge physical media collector.
Yeah. Younger than us, though.
Yes. Still, to where I've been asked about, is this a movie to see? Is this because they apparently trust my opinion, which is a terrible thing. Because that means I'm going to slip some random shit in there that's just meant to kind of like break the brain open. Like I offhandedly dropped a Holy Mountain and they go, oh, I think I've heard of this. And they go, move that to the top of the list.
Yeah, go ahead and sit through that one.
And so they're really into steelbooks. And to be honest with you, the prices on these things are what's kind of deterring me the most out of all of that. I have an appreciation for the physical media thing in particular with just the fucking nonsense of you have to have the separate Hulu.
You have to have Moo and Ztar, and you have to have a subscription to blah blah, and you have to be on the dub if you want to see all of the season. And episode 4 is actually on Zpor.
Exactly.
It's great.
But that's not like I used to be a physical media person. The first house that I moved into when I was in my early 20s in Atlanta had a terrible black mold problem, and the majority of our stuff was just like rotting.
This is one of the problems in the South is just like everything is infected with mold.
Yeah. And so I had the entire Tom Waits discography on vinyl to the point that I was collecting like rare German shit. Like that's how deep I was on all of that. Do you know the books?
The Tom Waits books?
No. The books, like the band.
No.
Okay. They were this really like if you know like deep level loop music, they were like the pioneers of a lot of that shit. Their claim to fame is that they conquered.
Like
Zamudo. They were pretentious as fuck, but like fantastically so, to where they quote unquote conquered music, like made this big declaration of like music is over and then like quit as a band. But one of the things that
It's
they
finished.
did, it's finished.
The
It's
expression
done.
of
Yeah,
sound
They
is
basically
done.
are like, no one else will write anything past us writing this last album. It's over.
Oh my God, that rules.
And so they were commissioned to make music to play inside of a French office building.
Okay.
And so there's this rare record that only like a few hundred exist of this thing that I had a copy of.
And it got molded out.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I just lost my taste for all collecting everything.
I want to say that this is where people, I'm very strongly opinionated about certain things. I think my mother told me that. She said, you have opinions on everything. And they're very strong, whether it matters or not. I fucking hate physical media. I think it is so fucking dumb that I have to keep up with discs. There's just GameCube discs around my room because I don't know where to put them. I don't have a proper case for them. I tried to send a bid on seasons 1 through 4 Blu-ray of Westworld because you can't find it anywhere. They did not accept my bid, which was $5 under the cost. And I just gave up on the whole process because I don't care. Here's the thing. I think media should be consumed. I want to see everything. I want to see it in the proper format. If you think it should be seen in the cinemas, I want to see it there. If you think it should be seen in a certain aspect ratio, I want to see the aspect ratio. But I don't give a fuck once I've seen it and my brain has absorbed the knowledge and information to physically hold on to something that is performatively just a way to access material that I've already accessed or that's accessible in a way that's not going to add to my life. And I think you can tell by the amount I just get rid of shit from my room. And thank God for Whatnot. I would have thrown away a lot of the stuff that actually was valuable and fans wanted to hold and have and was memories of my career. But I hold no physical attraction to anything. And I think everything is carbon and trash and should be thrown away eventually. And everything eventually hits its time. And I'll even look at stuff and be like, oh, do I care about that? I wish I cared about this. But I don't.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to change my brain on it. I don't care. I care about consuming the media in a visual way in my physical form. And once it is consumed, I don't care how I have to access it. I'm probably just going to go pirate Westworld. Go fuck yourself, HBO. Why'd you take it down? You know why they took it down? You know what Evan Rachel Wood said, star of Westworld? Because they're scared that we're going to be onto their plans, which means they're already planning on putting robot meat suits out into the world to test us. What year do you think the first time you walk into a Target and someone comes up to you and suggests a product that's a robot? What year do you think that's going to happen? Wow, have you checked out the sale that we're having on all of the Hasbro products? It's incredible. They'll just have these androids walking around suggesting that you won't be able to tell who's a real shopper or not. You'll just see a guy who's like, the Rachel Ray dog food has been so beneficial to my dog's daily life and health. And as he loads it into a bag and then unloads it as soon as you leave the aisle. It's happening. So that's why I'm against physical media. And it sounds a little crazy, but I'm fucking completely anti. And look, I hear what you're saying. Oh, the internet could go down. The databases could go down. The cloud servers could go down. They could take things off. Like, I'm mad about them taking off Westworld. But I'm going to tell you what. Let me tell you about people, okay? We figure out a solution.
Yeah.
And I will do it properly for as long as I can. But welcome to 2025, folks. Welcome to the world I live in. If you're not getting schemed, you need to be scheming. And my scheme is, if you make it hard for me to watch it, I will do whatever it takes to watch it, whether you benefit or not, you fucking loser. All I ask for is easy accessibility, and it shouldn't require a physical piece of anything to make that happen.
I do have a rather large collection of just shit you can't find. Like, I have all of the what is it? The Cremaster cycle, the Matthew Barney shit that, like, most of that's like art installations, you know, but like you can't find that shit anywhere. Like, that's impossible to find.
All right. We'll upload it and make it possible to find. We have to commit to the community.
It's on archive at this point.
Perfect.
Too, because it's considered to be like
internet archives are being
professional.
attacked.
Have you gone down the Bjork Matthew Barney wormhole?
No.
He was a professional wrestler before he became an art installation dude.
Okay, let's go. Maybe I see a way out. Maybe I'm doing art installations.
If you ever saw the like thousands of ballerinas dancing on a football field, that was him. That's like
I haven't,
most
but it sounds
famous
awesome.
thing. Yeah,
let's go watch that.
Yeah.
Right now.
It's it's like 6 different movements, and it's the process of your balls descending as you get older. That's what it refers to. The Cremaster cycle.
Okay, well. Lots to look forward to in my old age. Sag them out. Let's go. I love it. Any other questions, Peter?
Let's see. Okay,
weekendateffys.com, folks.
this is from Arlen. Did you guys know Gone with the Wind came out the same year as Wizard of Oz? I think I did know that. It feels like The Wizard of Oz came in the 1950s. Gone with the Wind has really dramatic vaudevillian acting. Granted, I haven't seen it in 30 years. Do you think it feels like The Wizard of Oz was filmed 20 years later? For reference, both were released in 1939. I have not gone back and watched Gone with the Wind. I have gone back and watched The Wizard of Oz, and I think that kind of should tell you just what was impactful and what wasn't when I saw them when I was a kid for the first time.
Okay, here's what's even weirder about this. Victor Fleming did the film treatments for both of these films and was like Margaret Mitchell wrote Gone with the Wind, but Victor Fleming turned it into a screenplay.
Okay.
He won Best Director for that. And then he did the writing for the same year, Wizard of Oz, and put that out as well. That's like a kind of big film year for this guy. That's pretty it's pretty insane, right?
That's wild.
Oh, no, he left in the middle of the production of Wizard of Oz to go do Gone with the Wind. So mid-production of Wizard of Oz, Victor Fleming goes, I'm fucking sick of you L. Frank Baum people, and took over Gone with the Wind, which was in serious trouble. Pretty incredible stuff. I think Wizard of Oz is the start of blockbusters in the sense that we look at them now, where yes, there's a story, there's meaning, there's this, but a lot of the audience is going to see something that is technologically marvelous or different or crazy or big or budgeted. Whereas in Gone with the Wind is a blockbuster in the sense that it is this sprawling, long, beautiful, romantic, historic tale of land and people and the plight and love and all of these things. And Wizard of Oz clearly is where our culture directed towards, even though Gone with the Wind is remembered as this masterpiece. Yes, there's still these like The Brutalist is coming out. It's 3.5 hours. It's going to be a dramatic period piece. It's huge. The sets are big. The budget's not low, but that's very much more in the sense of Gone with the Wind, and it's a very much smaller release of a film, wherein I will enjoy both of these films. But if you look at the American taste, obviously The Wizard of Oz has kind of paved the way for look at this big giant spectacle, and that's what Americans want with the most populous movies, whether that's the technology of your superheroes and Avengers and things like that, or obviously Wicked now is doing massive, and it's literally Wizard of Oz, but it is also based on the bigness of what a movie could be, and I think that America clearly falls in that path. I think they're both fine films. I think they both have problems. But I'm gonna watch The Wizard of Oz before I sit through all of Gone. It feels like I have to plan a week ahead to sit through all of Gone with the Wind. I've done it twice, and it's beautiful. What a magic thing! But also, if The Wizard of Oz is on, I'll probably peep in for a minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If Gone with the Wind's on, I'm probably changing to the next channel.
Yeah. It's the reason that I loved Poor Things probably as much as I did is because it reminded me of what The Wizard of Oz looks like.
Yeah, there's just something visually so different and big and crazy.
There is, to get real nerdy with it, there's almost entire other universes that open up on particular kinds of film stock, which is, I think, when directors lament what we've lost with folks not shooting on film as much, I think that's what they're talking about, is that sort of untouchable quality that things will have to them that just, I don't know, it just hits your
I also think
soul differently.
It's hard to, in Wicked, there's these big, beautiful, magic, crazy sets, and it's not shot on film, it's all digital, but it does feel like it lacks a bit of the texture that film adds. And so even when you have these weird, outlandish, crazy, strange visual journeys into universes we haven't really seen, even the snow scene where she's in the brothel, it looks so whimsical and big and crazy and weird, even though it's clearly a village that's been snowy. The texture that the film adds makes it, even though it's weird and janky and out there, feel touchable and real and grabbable versus it's technologically brilliant that you did this, but I can tell a computer did it still, even with the enormity and attention to detail.
Yeah.
It's just something glosses it out to where you can't, it is this big, beautiful world, but it doesn't feel explorable or touchable.
When movies choose to be shot on film that are in modern settings that are made recently, there is always this kind of what an awesome opportunity to see what now looks like through that lens, I went on a big Spike Lee kick. And there's movies in there that I don't necessarily think are worth your time, other than the fact that it's New York at a particular year shot on film, you know? Like, I think the Adrian Brody Summer of Sam movie is kind of a piece of dog shit, but nothing really looks like that movie.
I was just thinking about Uncut Gems and the way they did it on 35 millimeter, and the scenes of him just running through the street
exactly
in New
what
York.
I'm talking about.
You pick up the pace and grime of the city in a way with film where it's almost like, it's not that there's a delay in anything, but like the way your eye catches things is not going to be able to catch it as fast as these digital cameras are processing things. And so like him running around the streets, not only are you noticing like just the grossness of everything, which is great, but also like there's sort of a real visual POV where your eyes would almost pick things up the way film does versus it going beyond our eyes and our eyes trying to figure out what the fuck's going on in this uncanny ass valley. You know?
Yeah.
What was the question? I feel like we just jump into philosophy here.
I love it. Gone with the Wind. I think we got that one.
Yeah. Once the probation's over, we can call this podcast Effy the Philosopher's Stoned. It's a fuck J.K. Rowling reference. We're hoping to get a letter.
Okay, this is from Christy. Hi, happy birthday, Peter, for the 13th. Do you find you have the stereotypical traits of a Capricorn? My birthday is the 12th, and I'm very particular with money and have bad knees. LOL, hope you have a good day. Okay, yes.
How are your knees, Capricorn?
Knees and teeth tend to be difficult things for Capricorn. Capricorn rules the skeletal structure, and we tend to have odd, like my kneecaps protrude. They're very
But they
bizarre.
work.
They work. They're fine. My teeth have always fucking sucked. Two of my molars were all the way in.
So you're talking about like that?
When I was a kid, I had two massive gaps in my top teeth, and we were in the States for like 6 months, and they basically extracted them down.
Because they just weren't coming out on there.
Yeah.
Was it painful?
It was exceptionally painful. It was also the period of time I was possessed by a demon, which I think we've talked about.
Yeah.
And so there's a whole bunch of things like attached into that, you know. Just
my demon woke back up. He was on a winter vacation. Now he's back.
It's been very wintry, very cold.
I think you take care of your teeth with a potent regard, and I hope it's not out of paranoia because of your Capricornness. But if it is, well, they look great.
Yes,
they look great.
It's fine. But I definitely have the money thing. Unfortunately for me, I am a Sag rising, so my massive Capricorn stellium is over in my second house, which means that money has been an interesting dynamic over the course of my life. The thing that I do hold on to hope for is that Warren Buffett has a very similar chart to mine, so I may be looking at wealth later on in life. But that has not struck.
Well, and you know, right now, like, okay, I'm 34, like I'm an adult, but I'm not looking to be truly evil yet. But I'm guessing by like 72, there's not a lot left. I'm going to go just truly evil. And that's how Warren Buffett got $1 billion. There's no other way to do it. So I'm hoping, you know, by then maybe, you know, enough of the people around me will have, you know, fall into the wayside where I don't worry. And then I can go full evil and be a billionaire. Or we'll lose access to all natural resources in the next 15 to 20 years and have to become scavengers again. And I'll go, physical media, I could have used you. How do I watch things? Right? Well, happy birthday. We're gonna record next week, probably after your birthday. I do have to say, my current situation, I've not been able to procure a wonderful Christmas gift or birthday gift for you.
Look, I've been getting the best gift possible, and that is everyone that I work with finding out how old I am and going, "Oh my God, you don't look a day over 25."
Yeah, you were the other day. You're like, "Oh, I'm about to get older," and I was like, "You're youth. You have a glow of youth that cannot be crushed."
I think I can legitimately start lying about my age like a full decade younger than I actually am and completely get away.
My problem is I've looked 38 since I was 19. And so I'm actually just aging into what I should look like. Because if you look back at pictures, like it's funny to me, I'll be like, "Oh my God, I look so old." And it's because I've grown a beard out. And then I'll cut the beard and I'll be like, "You fucking baby child."
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's different lines, but like also look at the picture of me when I'm 24 and look at the picture of me now. There's a decade difference. And I really think it's not drinking that has saved us. Truly.
Yeah. Oh,
because,
100%.
you know, no offense to my friends that like to partake in drinking. You know, we all have our habits. You can tell when somebody's had a few too many eggnogs, you know, like it's visibly.
I love to tell people that, you know, my deal with the devil is the one I've been doing lately is I'll get complimented on how young I look and I'll go, yeah, but there's a portrait of me in an attic somewhere that looks like shit. Which if you're well read, you will understand that joke.
It's just like that movie, The Picture of Dorian Gray.
I had someone hit me with on some real Dorian Gray shit, and I was like, yep.
I know it's a book, people. I know it's a book. It's also a film.
But no, I think it is the fact that I haven't had a sip of alcohol in 8 years.
Yeah, look at us. We're just we're floating through. Now, listen, there are other things that are going to age me, right? I don't wear sunscreen, but I stopped tanning altogether. We're going to go over a list in a minute. I think the next hike is the vapes are out.
Yeah.
I don't ever feel good with them. Mm-hmm. I've been reaching for it less, which is good, but I don't think it's good for us.
I've noticed a big difference from those disposables over to, because I mean, I am taking in less nicotine now. But it's also just like I was having weird stomach shit with like certain ones of them.
It's definitely not good.
That's why Mexico said they banned them, it was like making everybody's digestive system fucked up.
I also think I have a sturdy digestive system to begin with, and so I'm a little less knocked by these things. Like I can eat some horrible things and just go, "What's next?" But I don't think me being stronger than the vapes now means they're not affecting me. I think it will creep up quick. And shout out Joe Biden for medical debt not being affecting of credit scores anymore. That's magical. They did this in secret. I think it's beautiful, but also I think you still have to, they'll still
Please
call
do that
you.
for student loans. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Come on. What are we doing? Knock it out. He could do two more things right now and he'd go down as ultimate legend. And listen, I get it. He's a war criminal who supports Israel. I understand.
They're all
every
war
president
criminals.
is
Every
a war
president is a war
criminal
criminal
that fucking gives billions of dollars to Israel. I get it. Okay. Free Palestine. But second, federalize, legalize recreational marijuana and get those people out of jail. I have privilege. That's why I'm not in jail. That's privilege. For me to walk in and be like, but I'm a famous pro wrestler. I have to go everywhere. And they're like, no, we'll bend the rules for you because you paid this lawyer so much goddamn money. Yeah, that's fucking fake privilege. Don't keep people in prison for that. And second, which would be the third, student loans. Just forgive them. Fuck you. The American educational system is fake. All these people saying, oh, I owe $1 million to the hospital. I owe $1 million to the school. And I know it's not $1 million, but fuck these places. They should have never charged to begin with.
The school I owe loans to doesn't exist anymore.
And who are you paying this back to?
Have to pay
a debt creditor? Because somebody bought the debt from a company that has shut down.
You know what that school is now? It's
a
doggy daycare.
You know what? I think you should put the tuition towards these dogs going and having a good time. Let them go have fun. This is Cranberry fucking hates going to stay at places. Like, she does not want to go. Bebop, I get there. He's become the king of the fucking daycare. He loves everyone. Oh my God, bring him back. He doesn't even want to go home with me after that. How's Lucy? Is she not a fan?
It's
Cranberry gets separation anxiety because she loves.
She gets the separation anxiety. It's more just that there are certain dog breeds that are complete switches for her.
Cranberry hates golden retrievers. Does she hate golden retrievers?
It's so
like she can be fine. A golden retriever shows up.
German shepherds are not good for her for whatever reason. And then her thing that I've realized with the Australian shepherds is it's not that she has a problem with them. It's that she thinks that's her dog because she had an Aussie.
Oh, she thinks it's her baby.
And because whenever we would go to the dog park, we would have about 10, because those dogs are so fucking popular here in Atlanta. You've got about a 10-minute time period before she realizes that there is one. And then she doesn't let that dog play with the other dogs because she thinks that's her baby. And so she's trying to protect it. And
the
no
dog's
one
like,
understands that's what's going on. Instead, it just looks like my dog is being super aggressive towards your Australian Shepherd when she's mothering. Just like mothering. Yeah.
Cranberry, if the dog is unfixed and a male or a golden retriever, she's over it. And a lot of times when she gets in fights at dog parks, this is so funny because she's like, I think she's more dangerous now in that wheelchair if she goes because she's still got the spit in her heart. If she sees those dogs going towards a smaller dog, she will instigate to make sure the smaller dog is okay, even if there's not a problem. Like she's assuming these dogs are, and it's definitely something hormonal in them not being fixed. And then I think just golden retrievers because they kind of represent white privilege, and she's really against that. She goes after him. So that's what the question was about. Dog parks.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, good, perfect.
Happy birthday, Christy. 13th and 12th, that would be our sun sign would be in the same decan. So those are like right there. Okay, last question from Heather. I'm not going to do anything funny with this one because there's an actual question involved. What do you call a sad strawberry?
I don't know.
A blueberry. We're going to be in Atlanta this weekend, out near Perimeter Mall. Where should we eat?
Ooh. This sounds so corny to say, but Ted's Montana Grill is where you should go eat.
It is, yeah.
And here's what you should get.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what you should get. You can disagree with me. You can get whatever you want. They serve all kinds of delicious food. The bison meatloaf is the best meatloaf I've ever had. They bring pickles to the table. It's a little higher priced. I get it. But Ted Turner has done some good things for this land and some bad things. But Ted Turner has done some good things, and that includes that fucking bison meatloaf. My dad used to work at Perimeter Mall, so I know there's a lot of restaurants up and around there. Soul food wise, if you have a chance, I think there's a Pascal's location up near there. I know there's one in Atlanta that's in the South. Maybe I'm wrong. Paschals, Pascal's, the best soul food I've ever had. They have an airport location now, and getting a pulled pork plate with 2 sides, and I get greens and sweet potatoes, yams, aka with a cornbread, sometimes a peach cobbler, fucking delicious. What do you see in Peter?
Let's see. So there's the one in Castleberry. That's the OG one.
That's the OG. Am I wrong about that?
Let's see. It looks like it's just... I don't know, though, because this isn't showing the airport one. I don't know. Because they've always operated separately from, like, the big, like, food mafias in Atlanta.
I'm pulling this up now just to see. Ooh, Hawkers is good, but they kind of have that everywhere. I know they have Hawkers in Florida, the Asian street food. I mean, there's a Ted's within reason, and I think it's delicious. I think anywhere you go that's not a chain, though, is going to be perfect. There just does seem to be a lot of restaurant food up that way, but listen, I'm a big Ted's guy. I don't go often enough because I can't spend that much money on meatloaf all the time. But when I do, I get many, many trays of pickles, and I get meatloaf, and it's so good. Sorry we've had pauses today. Bebop has something he wants to say. Just say it, Bebop. You don't have to be nervous. Say it, Bebop. Bebop, please say it. All right, he's not going to talk now. He wanted to be held like a baby, so I got him. What, young boy? Your breath is terrible today. You smell like a dog. Thank you, Heather, for that question. This is my boy. This is my son. My one son. I only have one son.
Yeah, I mean, you're also not, like, where the big Korean barbecue, like, how close is Buford to that area? Or am I, like, imagining things?
No, I think it's up a little bit to the northeast, right?
Yeah. So if you do want some of the most insane Korean, like, really any, like, actual ethnic Asian food, Buford Highway, literally fucking anywhere.
Yeah, they've got a bunch of, like, traditional, all sorts of Asian places, too. Up near that area.
Yeah. That's
great sushi. They have the revolving sushi up there on Buford Highway.
Atlanta is insanely diverse, but we do tend to stick in our neighborhoods.
It's true. And
so
there's just like a very
corners.
large Asian population in that area that the good, like they have the big superstore grocery stores there too that have everything.
Yep.
And they have the cool Japanese karaoke places, which like let me be a diva. Personally, as a performer, sometimes when I'm doing karaoke, I'm not there to put on a show for everyone, just the people I'm there with. And that's why private space karaoke is the coolest thing ever. They close the door, they bring you food and drinks, you sing karaoke with your friends. No one cares. It's so much fun. You don't have to wait all night to get your one song. It's incredible. Do we have any more questions?
That is it for questions.
Weekendateffys.com. Sign up for the Patreon. If you missed the sale, that's okay. Pay full price. We need it. We need your support. We need to keep ads off of this network. But if not, you're going to hear things like this. Hey, it's Effy. You know, if you're feeling like I did this week, you should sign up for better therapy help, and we'll just keep running your credit card all the way up. And since now it counts as medical debt, you really don't ever have to pay that because you can still buy a house. It won't affect your credit score. See, you don't want that. You don't want that in your life. Peter, we're doing a big section this week. I'm going to give you time to think. I should have told you earlier. We're going to do New Year's resolutions.
Okay.
Are you into that?
Yes.
I wrote some down to go into. Now, this week I didn't go anywhere. I was here. I haven't done anything in 2025 as a professional wrestler. I'm feeling out about it. I've had a very shit week. Not your fault. You've really helped me tremendously. But I'm going to go over some of the things. Now, first, on the 31st, and this happened already last week, but I didn't bring it up because I thought it would be handled quickly. It's not being handled quickly. Woke up on the 31st to fly out to New Jersey for the big Ridgefield Park show. At 4:30 a.m., started getting a text that said, did you approve these transactions? And someone had broken into my ship station, like hacked in, created their own account, upgraded my account to be able to send 1,000 packages a month, which I don't need to do, and then started preloading my account with $500 transactions. They attempted it 8 times. They got 4 of them through. That's $2,000. And the bank, Truist, has decided so far that since I've shopped at ShipStation and Stamps.com before, this must be something I authorized, which I say, like, if someone stole my card and went to Walmart and bought $1,000 worth of shit at Walmart and left, you wouldn't be able to say, well, you've shopped at Walmart before. You must have. This is the most bullshit reason I've ever heard. Then ShipStation, the dumb fuckers, said, well, we're going to lock your account so nobody can use it, which makes sense. Well, now I can't log back in, and they don't answer the customer service. So I had chat log proof of them going like, yes, this happens. We've seen this. We're going to work on it. No answer right now. So Truist thinks it's not fraud. ShipStation won't answer me. Y'all are both fucking idiots. And my number one revolution to start this, they're not all going to be this intense, is I'm going to be more of a Karen, okay? Now, we have demonized Karens in this country for good reason, okay? I'm not trying to be a cop calling Karen who's like, I'm going to call it. I'm going to be the Karen who gets my fucking refund. I think about one of my friends, her mom is always making sure she doesn't get scammed. And usually you're like, oh, it's annoying. She's going to go over the receipt. She's going to itemize everything. And then you go, no, she's fucking right. Mm-hmm. Corporate profits are too high. This bullshit happens too often. We are required to have digital service to be a business. I have to do these things. I have to have a ShipStation account I can reload. I have to assume my password's not going to be hacked and stolen. And I have to assume that the 8th transaction is not where the bank is going to go, are you doing this? At 4:30 in the morning, and ShipStation said, great news. We voided all of the shipments they sent at 4 in the morning from your account. And I went, I don't give a fuck. I want my money back. I don't care if they don't have to spend their money on postage if they void it, but I'm fucked. So here's the deal. I'm being a fucking Karen. I'm going to be Chris Jericho. I'm going to be losers on the internet who yell at American Airlines because they lost their baggage. Here's what we're doing. We're not getting fucked by corporations anymore. And if that requires me being a Karen and you work there as a human, I hope you have the understanding of the capitalist fucking nightmare web that we live in to know I'm not doing this to hurt you. I'm not going to be rude to staff. I'm not going to yell at people. I'm not going to raise my voice. I'm not going to threaten things. I'm going to direct the language. Same thing as if you sat on my seat at the airplane, guess what? I'm not arguing with you. You know what I'm doing? Boop. And then the flight attendant comes and I go, here's my seat. And they go, you need to move. And I don't deal with it further, but I followed the rules. I'm going to follow the rules, but I'm getting my fucking money and you are not fucking on me any further. 2025, I'm not just going to shrug my shoulders. I'm walking up to the bank tomorrow. I'm laying this shit down. I'm filing a fucking police report. Fuck 12, but I'm going to file the report because you want to see the report, you stupid idiot. You know what the report is? Nothing. It's not even a real thing. It's just like, well, I told him. And they're like, no, you told him. Guess what? You want to play the game? We're playing the game. I'm $2,000 in the hole to start the year. I owe people money that I should have already paid. Our bills are paid in full here, thank God. But guess what? Guess what? You're not keeping my fucking money. At the end of this, ShipStation's going to give me a fucking credit and an account credit. BB&T Truist, now Truist, because we combine with SunTrust. I don't give a fuck who you combine with. Guess what? You're giving me back my fucking money. And if anybody else wants to come and fuck on me, go ahead. You can do it. You can probably succeed, but I'm going to make your life a nightmare. And if you're a city bus driving around, sorry to the driver, let me be clear. I'm not looking which way when I cross the road anymore. And that sounds suicidal, doesn't it? No way, dude. I love Effy. I love Taylor. I'm not killing myself. But guess what? I've taken too many bumps for too cheap to not think I can't survive a car wreck. And I will take the bump of a lifetime if I have to be in a whole body cast. Y'all are not fucking on me. This is the year of me fucking not on humans, not on friends, not on family, but fucking on corporate entities that are represented by humans in a false light. Fuck you and your corporate profit margin. I will scam every business. I will scam all the business. You will not get one over on me. So that's my first New Year's resolution. I didn't write that one down, but it's from my heart. Now, second New Year's resolution. I'm winning that fucking GCW championship. Okay? Number one, yeah, I went a little radio silent because I was advised by many people that I was talking too much shit. Well, fuck you. I wouldn't have to talk shit if you didn't fucking suck. Sorry my opinion affects you in such a great way, but if my opinion is upsetting in that way and you respond to it in a way where you flex your control or power, you're a fucking loser. And instead of backing down and making things right, I will continue to be a thorn in your fucking side because I've seen what's happened over the past few weeks. I've seen what's happened with the people that you were trying to protect. I've seen what's happened in other instances of you having thin skin. And this isn't a you that's a perfectly direct you. This is a you to everyone who thinks they can get away with it. If you're not worried about what I'm thinking, you're not worried enough. In wrestling, I'm now going to hold the championship. And so when I talk shit from a position of research and knowledge, from a position of true facts, and it hurts your feelings, at least in the article, it will say the GCW champion said this and not just someone who I think represents GCW. Go fuck yourself. You can't have it both ways. I'm not contracted anywhere. I'm going to win that championship. I'm going to defend that championship everywhere, starting with France, starting with England, starting with Indianapolis. I just got announced for an 11 a.m. Indianapolis show, Royal Rumble weekend. Saturday morning slammers against no avail, who I've booked before. And if you think I'm not going to walk into that room as the champion and put the motherfucking belt on the line at an 11 a.m. Saturday show, you don't understand what I am. I'm independent. I'm outlaw wrestling. I'm with it. I'm distributed, and I can talk to the whole world from my fucking living room without ever being on your contract and cause problems. Can you imagine? Can you fucking imagine having to get called in for a meeting about Effy, who doesn't work there, who isn't a part of your roster, who's never been paid by you, and who affects your day-to-day business? Come on. Y'all are some fucking losers. Let's be real. I'm going to be the champion. I'm going to redefine wrestling. I'm not going to shut the fuck up. I'm going to defend it everywhere. I'm going to have main events every night. I'm going to walk into the building at 9:45, put on my boots, beat your ass, and leave after my meet and skeet and greet. And then I'm going to go to the next town. I'm going to sleep in my bed. I'm not going to do any tourism. I've seen it all. I'm going to be GCW champion. What does that mean for Allison Catch? It means I'm going to beat her ass in Hammerstein. Oh, but you're a good guy. You can't talk like that. I don't care anymore. I'm not good or a bad guy. I'm Effy, okay? I'm a defining force. Guess what? I'm going to beat your ass. Bussy is dead. I'm going to beat your bussy. How about that? Then, after the rest of the show, I'm going to go back out and I'm going to beat the shit out of Mance Warner. My concussions are subsiding. I've had enough time off since June from being hit in the face by Mance Warner to have healed, to have felt the God's light within me. And I'm going to beat your fucking ass too. I'll probably make you tap out. I'm not even a submission guy, but I'm going to make you tap out so hard that Josh Barnett comes to me, kisses me on the hand after his Bloodsport match and says, we should have gay Bloodsport. And I'll go, sounds great. And then I'll choke and tap out any motherfucker who wants to step in the ring. I don't care. I'll do it in fucking pantyhose, barefoot, if you want to see that. Is that something you'd like to see? Whatever. I'm going to be the champion. How about that? How about that for the revolution? What are you laughing at?
You.
Don't laugh at this. This is serious. All right. Second, this is as I wrote them. And you're going to go, some of these don't seem as important.
Okay.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Second, I'm not going to that fucking party. Okay? I just wrestled. Maybe bring me food.
Okay.
I'm not going to your fucking party.
Okay.
I will go to your party if you pay me to appear at your party. But the last thing I want to do after I'm done with my wrestling match, after I'm done being a superstar, after I'm done getting my ass kicked and then still coming out on top, is go to the party where people are going to talk to me about getting my ass kicked.
Cut this if you have to, but oh no, I guess that's to me. Didn't you skip out on a Wale party that you were paid to go to?
Okay, I wasn't paid to go to it. I was invited. I did go for an hour, and then I left before anybody else showed up. Okay. I actually had a good time. I talked with Kazim there, and we ended up doing the Ringer podcast together. So I actually made the connection I needed to make because Kazim was on my team when it came, not on my team, but like gave me a platform and a voice when people were shitting all over me. Go fuck yourself. Clearly, I've been shown right. Go watch the fucking Wrestle Kingdom issue that he took such a hard problem with. He had to 2 months suspend a guy. Grow the fuck up. You know what people call me all the time? Imagine if I had the power to suspend people from their life just because they called me names. Open my fucking Twitter. Search my ad on Twitter, and you can find out that if you have that thin of skin, you probably shouldn't be in wrestling. You probably should pick another fucking sport. Go play golf, you loser. Okay, sorry. So yeah, that was the second one. I'm not going to that fucking party. Third, inspired by Tom Cruise. Genuine. I don't know how to start training for it. I don't know how to get ready for it. I want to be able to hold my breath underwater for 8 minutes. Kate Winslet did it. Tom Cruise did it.
I can actually train you on this.
Okay, so what are we doing? Do we have to use the tub? Probably. There's a pool at the LA Fitness, but I got to get this vehicle thing worked out. Maybe that should have been on my list before.
You don't necessarily need the water to hold your breath. You have to practice holding your breath before getting to the point of being in the water. That part I can help you with.
How long do you really think within a year you can get me to?
I've been able to get to 5 minutes.
That's
so
incredible.
We could probably get to you to like
it's
6
a mental
or 7.
thing, isn't
it? Yeah.
You have to tell your brain it doesn't need to worry as much. Well, okay, then good. We're starting on this. Next one. You ready for this one? Less sugar, more vinegar. What do you think?
So salt and vinegar versus Oreos, or?
I think I need to drink more vinegar all the time and then eat less cake.
Okay.
You think that's a bad idea? What kind of vinegar? You think apple cider vinegar is the best, or there's other kinds? What about balsamic?
Yeah.
Can you just drink balsamic?
You could.
Is it good? Is it made of grapes? Is balsamic vinegar just wine gone bad?
I don't know. I don't know enough about vinegar.
Here's the next one. Probably should have been a little higher on the list.
Yeah.
Habla español.
Okay.
I have been fucking around too long. I have too many cool friends and coworkers that they are learning English to communicate with me, but I am not learning Spanish. I've started on a very small little track. I'm going to get into somebody tell me what everybody's saying Duolingo. I don't believe it.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it. Tell me what the real one is. The Babbel one sounded good, but I don't believe it either. So I don't know what it needs to be. But one thing I've started doing is watching things with Spanish subtitles. I don't know if you've noticed on some of the platforms. At least it's getting me a little familiar, and then I feel like I can dive in and really make a thing of it. But I really, really want to learn at least basic conversational Spanish to understand, communicate, and be able to meet the people that I care about in the middle on communication and not have to force them to learn my English, which, famously, I'm going to see my good friend Microman this weekend, and I did know the Spanish phrase, lo siento por la música, mi es mucho homosexual, which I want to learn more than that. I want to be able to talk it all the time. And you know what? My mom's best friend in the world is a doctor in Spanish language teaching. And I've known her since I was in middle school. And I'm pretty sure I could have used that resource more aptly. And maybe I will, but I want to at least come in with a little knowledge so that I feel like I'm not just going, teach me how to talk to people. And I can show a little skill before I get there. One of these have you ever done a beep on a word on this podcast?
Yes.
Okay, we'll get there. This one.
Why?
This one was recorded. I don't know what I was saying because this got recorded somehow and you can hear it. Feel the light leave. Return dogs. Quiet and cute babies of shit. Baby, I know a fucking award. That's one of the lists. I don't think that's a real New Year's resolution. I think it just I was yelling stuff and my phone was picking it up. I don't know why I was yelling any of that. Jumping back though for the next one. Vapes suck. Get rid of vapes. We're working towards it. I'm not going to give it up right away. Ricky Shane Page in 2020 told me I had to give up vapes by 2020. And then I didn't. and the pandemic hit, and it was a great
Yeah,
pacifier resource.
That's when I started vaping
Yeah,
again.
it's okay. I was like, well, I'll try. Next one, and shout out Joseph R. Biden, because now that medical debt is not going to affect credit scores, I'm racking that shit up. We're going to find out what this is, what's going on. Is it ADHD? And do I want to medicate for it? I don't know. We were talking earlier about I would become a robot if I was on like Vyvanse or Ritalin or something like that. But here's the thing, Peter. I've done the exploration. I want to be a robot for a second, right? I just want to lock in and get the shit done for like a 3-year period.
Yeah.
And so we're going to see. We're going to call the doc. We're going to see what happens. Why
Yeah.
have I waited so long? I don't trust doctors. Why have I waited so long? I don't trust medicine. Why have I waited so long? I think that doing Adderall all the time is going to lead to a dependency. We're going to find out. We're going to talk to a real professional doctor. Here's the next one. You might have to slur it. I don't know how else to put it. I'm really disturbed by what's happening in America. I'm disturbed for our trans friends and family. I'm disturbed for living as a gay man in America. So my next New Year's resolution, this is the last one on the list, is be a fucking faggot. Okay? And I mean it from my heart. I don't just want to be a gay person that you tolerate. And I know historically I've been a pretty loud, vocal person for gay and trans rights, and I aim to continue that. But I want to continue going even further. And I want you to have to explain things to your children, not horrible things. I'm not talking about sending your kids to the fucking Folsom Street Fair, but I want to be in public, and I don't want to think about any of the perception of how I'm received, how my gayness is received, how my LGBTQ-ness is received. And I want to just go, fuck you, fuck this. We live with you. That's who we are. That's what it is. I want to be loud and secure and victorious. And guess what? I think I could take a knife. I think I could take one gunshot. I'm not asking this to happen, but I want to be the fucking person in the front when you fuck with us to go, you got to fuck with me first because I'm the gayest one. Not the gayest one by metric of how many gays you know or how much gay you've done, but I'm the gayest one because I'm in your fucking face and I'm not going to let you through. So we're going to do that to the extreme. You can not blur that too. I don't know how people take it. I take power in the word because I've been called that word by a lot of people. And if that's what you think I am, then I will be the worst version to you, because I do believe the way to get people to agree and understand and do things is first to show them consequence and then to bring them back in. I do not think trying to convince someone who is full of hate towards gay people for whatever reason, towards trans people for whatever reason, is a way to get through to them. You can't just go like, but look, we're just trying to live. We're just like you. We go to the store too. We just want to kiss and go on dates. No, first you have to beat their fucking ass. Then you go, hey man, pay actual attention while I have you by the throat. Look at how normal all this shit is. Shut the fuck up or you're not going to live where we live. And I hope this fires people up. Once again, the detective in Tampa, Florida told me that anything I say is under character. I'm not advocating for violence, but I am saying, fuck around and find out. Please come try. I'm available and in public. I'd love it. I need some more fucking gushy shit for the memoir. So come through. Let me feel the fucking light leave your eyes because you tested me. Am I losing it, Peter, or am I gaining it? Is it right the fuck back? Whew. Fired up. What's your New Year's resolution?
I never have them.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because it means that you're constantly working towards better and you're not trying to date it annually.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that Big Gay Brunch this year in Vegas, it was just announced, is the day before Easter? And it's the day before 420. And that the show that night, it'll be my show, and then GCW versus TJPW. Then it'll be at 11 p.m., The Greatest Clusterfuck, Joey Janela's Spring Break, Part 2, The Greatest Clusterfuck, which will lead us into 420 and Easter. We're going to start the year's Easter, the rise of the Christ, at Joey Janela's Spring Break Clusterfuck Forever. I'm so excited. It's going to be a hell of a weekend. I was really dreading Vegas for a while, but now I've sort of like released it. And I'm just going to go. I'm going to have sick matches. I'm going to have a great time. I'm going to work really hard. I'm going to give the people what they came to see. And we're going to have a fucking Vegas-style celebration of gay wrestling. I think it's going to be great. That's all I really had. I just wanted to get through the revolutions.
Absolutely.
And they're not resolutions. I know what they are. It's revolution because you have to fucking alter yourself. You have to revolutionize yourself to make big changes and to remember the road you're on and remember the path that you actually want to take. Right?
Absolutely.
It's authentic. You have anything else to add, Peter?
No, I love it.
Hey, if you guys want to see cute pictures of Cranberry in her wheelchair, just let us know. It's fucking adorable. She's run over Bebop twice. She's also just like run up on hills. It's so fascinating to see gaining this mobility, how much of her like pepperoni spark is back. It's so much fun. Love that little angel.